Everyone, it's your boy Matt here. From my end of Taco, I'll describe the work I do and how it is a cost to me. And how I'm in a situation where I can never stop being in charge of Taco or running it. If I lose that, it is horrific for me across a whole lot of domains. So, first of all, what is Taco? Taco, if you wanted to define it in a term, you could call it information warfare. Political parties engage in this all the time, so do states and shady groups of people. What I do is I have a large, it's very sophisticated propaganda. That's the best way to put it. But it's propaganda done in a humane way. So I provide a sort of I'm autistically honest, basically. Like, if I do anything which is overtly manipulative, it's because I have had no other fucking choice. Okay? When you're doing therapy with people, particularly with people who are traumatized, which I do quite frequently when I was practicing, like, they're on the lookout for threat, they're on the lookout for dishonesty, and they're constantly looking at you. So in a therapeutic setting, you have to learn to be as honest and as open as possible. That's if you're doing your job with in an ethical way, and I may be the minority with that approach, but that's what I try and do. Okay, and I transfer that to what we're doing with this. I try and offer a place for emotional connection with a large group of people. That it's kind of, when we're doing the Taco shows, it's kind of sex without sex. It's also an opportunity for people who are say might have a disability and they're not able to have a regular sexuality. They're able to enjoy playing the Taco game with us, amongst all of us, and it brings a community together. I have political aspirations, I have political aims. Those aims are, they're pretty basic. They align with a concept called ethical altruism in general. I very much take my ethics from a man called Steven Pinker. And I take a lot of my analysis skills from listening to Sam Harris for many years, although him and I have certainly found that we're quite different among a whole lot of aspects. But like, Steven Pinker is, in my view, if I had to, I would not put him in a position of authority in my system, but if there was ever a person who I would take a phone call from any day or night, he would be the guy, if there was a serious fucking issue. So yeah, he wrote a couple of fantastic books. There's one called The Better Angels of Our Nature, which is about forces which decrease violence in society. I highly recommend that one for anyone who is involved in intelligence work or policing work. Over time, I've kind of realized that that's sort of the genre of work I do as well. It's quite strange. My colleagues are both prostitutes and police officers, and I'm always more happy to see the prostitutes than the police. Myself and prostitutes, we do this emotional work. We provide this connection, and because people have attachment systems and they have a need for attachment of some kind, simulated or just seeing a counsellor for regular talk therapies, like the on top of the element that you're intentionally trying to build capacity in the client, you also have the aspect that it is a safe relationship. In my situation, I'm not able to access any safe relationships, right, as a result of running this project. Every time I open up my phone, I'm going to have to deal with people I need to interact with. So many have very different aims to me, and a lot of them don't want anything good to happen to me, and there's no reason for it. It's all very malicious, right? Like my political aims, they're just so fucking fundamentally normal. Like, when I was a kid, I was around some, like, I get some ideas from anarchism, but I'm not in that Noam Chomsky kind of sphere. Like, I'm very much in the Steven Pinker kind of sphere of thought. But, like, yes, so I have to open up my phone and I'll have pseudo-fascists, not pseudo-fascists, proto-fascists, I think that's the better term. People who are big believers in state power and strongmen, they cause me no end of suffering, right? People who like to kiss boots are the primary people who cause me suffering. And remembering that, like, my colleagues are police, I've met a lot of police who aren't fascists, but that kind of work, that kind of state work, a lot of proto-fascism is around it, and I think the police might actually be a group of people who are better at identifying it and getting rid of it. I think organisations such as military intelligence and intelligence in general, they're not interested, and they're not good at identifying that, because you're working for the big state, man. You're working for the government, and you're doing a whole lot of things which violate people's rights on a daily basis, and you think it's a good thing, right? That's the kind of person who chooses that job. I think the police have kind of gone like, we don't want those people in our profession. So now those fuckers go off and they start working for military intelligence or ASD or something. And those guys, they're a fucking pain in my ass. And, like, remembering that don't worry. Like, I can talk about societal enforcement and law enforcement and the ethics of that forever. Like, that's becoming my niche. But yeah, I have to constantly be on the lookout for that. I can't be a part of normal social gatherings because I'm a celebrity, and if I don't know where people are coming from, I don't know their agendas, and because I've had to spend a significant amount of time having to deal with the malpractice in our deep state. I'm not anti-intelligence, I'm anti-fascist, right? I've held off using that term because a lot of what is just normal command and control structure also is related to fascism, and we need situations where we have command and control structures, and I don't want to demonize everyone in a profession like that, but it's that idea that I am at a higher rank, therefore I am better in some way. Like, I am older, therefore I am better. That's the other issue with patriarchies, which I'm constantly coming across. And there is always this old guard of people in those professions where it's got that, where they've got that rank system where you have to spend all the time to get to the rank to be at the top. And, like, in those institutions, they always have like, those people are particularly susceptible to this patriarchal thinking or this proto-fascist kind of thinking that they are overall a better person because of their higher rank. Happens all the time. So I have to worry about these guys who are strategically trying to ruin my life and cause me suffering. And so I'll do that all day. And because my screens are always streamed, all my intellectual property, everything I come up with, someone can steal the idea straight away. So everything I say needs to be considered my intellectual fucking property, right? Because my human right to privacy was stolen from me, and there was no reason for it to have been stolen. I haven't received due process for any of the abuses I've received, to be able to, if I had due process where I'm able to interact with what's going on, I can start presenting my case and fixing the issue and telling people what's going on. I've been enslaved. My human rights have been taken. I've had to become an expert spy to be able to deal with the abuses of these people who have been given security clearances. And we need to look at that. We need to look at what we tolerate in security clearances and the kind of politics that we allow in that. I think being part of a proto-fascist militia should be a reason to lose one. Yeah, that's that.